I'm going to talk to you about 4 ways that you can motivate yourself in the morning. Just think about your normal day. You get up, not too excited. You're just trudging through that morning. It's not really working well. It's always the hardest part of you getting up in the morning to get moving, whether it's to exercise, to get ready for work, to do anything. You are just dragging and you're not looking forward to it. So number 1, I want you to set up a morning routine. That's a huge game changer. Morning routines are easy. It's something you're going to do every day, and you can set it up, and it can take anywhere from, say, 20 minutes to an hour, depending on how much time you have and what you're trying to accomplish. When you think about this morning routine, it's going to set up your mindset, right? Positive mindset. It's going to give you focus, allow you to put together and look at your goals. And as you look at this, it's important to think about what works best for you. So my morning routine, just to give you an idea of how I set it up, is I spend time, I get up, I do a little exercise, typically 20 minutes. I spend about 5 minutes of doing affirmations. I do some exercise. So from that point, I go out, typically about a half hour, walk the dogs. No AirPods or anything, just walking the dogs, really just taking everything in, letting my mind wander. And then in my routine to the office, still an extension of my morning routine, is that I listen to podcasts. And in that way, I frame up what I'm doing in the morning. And it allows me to get into a good mindset when I get to the office. Number 2 is to set clear goals. Think about those goals you want to achieve in life and make sure that you can see them. I remember I was listening to Brendon Burchard, and he was talking about the 6 habits of leadership. And one of the things he mentioned was that having your goals in front of you, and he does this every day, spend 5 minutes looking at your goals. So I have that through my affirmations. I look at what I'm going to do. They're up on my wall, so I see them in my office. It's not anything I'm trying to search for. Again, make sure that they're achievable. Make sure you know what you want to achieve in that day. And only 3 things you should be trying to achieve in a day. Those should be your 3 main goals. If you get to other things, it's a bonus. But if you try to say, I'm going to get to these 10 things, it's not going to really work. So you want to be very careful about that. Be mindful on how you set up your calendar, setting up time management. That's going to be part of your goal setting, and how you use those time blocks from that point. Number 3 is really looking at the techniques that you could use. So I mentioned one before, affirmations, right? That's just positive affirmations, things that you can write up. You could borrow from people, but you really need to make them yours. So they're focused on what you want to accomplish in your life in terms of, I look at my career, I look at my life with my wife, my family, how I'm going to give back in the community, and I focus on about 10 that I do. The other part is visualization. Visualization is a huge part of how I want to see my day. If I know I'm going to have a tough meeting, I'm going to put it together, and here's what I want to come out, and here's how I want it to look like. That's an important part. Don't just sit back. Visualize. Put those things together, right? Affirmations allow you to get that positive mindset. The other part is watch a video. A motivational video can change the way that you look at the world and how everything comes together. So take a look at that. The podcasts I mentioned before, I make those as part of my morning routine. It's great. I'll also do audiobooks and move that in. Then the last part is really setting your mindset, right? Positive mindset. So I have a sheet that I look at every morning to look at my positive mindset, really around confidence and clarity, and really building off of past experience and how I want to show up today, who I'm going to serve, how I'm going to help them, and how I look at their perspective, how they would want me there, right? So that I'm not just, I may have a bad day, right? Things may happen, but I want to make sure that I serve them well. And so some of that will come out of meditation. I'll use that to really just calm myself before a meeting, before a call. I'll take a minute, 2 minutes, and just focus on my breath. I'll set a timer so I don't have to worry about, am I going too long? Just set a timer so that I can really focus on the breath. Now, things will pop in and out of my head. That's okay. I just bring it back to the breath. And that allows me to help gain that mindset that I need. Right? And I'm focused on the gain, right? So I've talked before, and this comes from Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy, where they talk about the gap and the gain. I'm always focused on the gain, right? I don't want to focus on the gap. I focus on the gap, that's when things fall apart. That's when I really start to look at, oh, I'm not getting this done. Oh, that's happening. Why are they having this and I don't have it? No, I'm going to focus on what I have and what I'm going to get. So that's an important part. And that also comes from gratitude. And gratitude that I do at night is I do my 3 wins for the day, 3 wins I want to see for tomorrow, and then I'm grateful for, and list that out. So that I know that I'm setting up my mindset from the time I go to bed for when I wake up to work with people and be there. So look, mornings are sometimes tough for people, right? You can make it better. You can set up that morning routine. You can look at number 1, right? Setting up that morning routine. Number 2, setting goals. 3 are using different techniques that we talked about. So we talked about mindfulness, visualization, podcasts. And then number 4 is really having that positive mindset. And that's an important part. And you can use meditation, you can use gratitude, a number of different ways to make sure that you're set and ready. So listen, start building that routine together. Give me some likes, subscribes, share with your friends, family, colleagues. It'd be wonderful. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.